Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom and welcome back to my channel. My name is Swoop there and we are here in my alpha park. I gave a tour a couple of episodes ago and the last couple of episodes have been the office building and this restaurant here. Today I am going to do another habitat and the next few episodes will just be some dinosaur habitats. I've had a few people give me some suggestions for habitats that I should build. I'm going to start building over in this area of the park over here in the next few episodes, and I am also going to start putting in some throughways through the park, so a pathway that potentially goes through here and connects up over here to the One Long habitat and the Torvosaurus habitat, which are over this way, so the path will kind of come through past here. And I'm also going to start thinking about maybe some staff facilities, but given that we're going to lose all of our alpha work when the beta comes out, perhaps I will just look at just creating these habitats. So today I am creating a habitat of a dinosaur that people seem to know a lot about. I will put my hand up and say I knew nothing about them until I properly read about them, other than my knowledge of them from movies like Jurassic Park, which funnily enough are extremely inaccurate depictions of the Velociraptor. So I'm going to jump into a speed build. I'm actually building quite a small habitat for the Velociraptor simply because it is actually quite a small dinosaur, much smaller than I actually thought it was. And I've got a couple of ideas for something that is particularly unique, so I'm thinking I'll build it over this way here. Alright, so I'm going to jump into a speed build. I really hope you enjoy. I will see you on the other side for the real-time walkthrough and the cinematic shots. See you soon. Bye. Well, hello everybody, welcome back from the speed build. It was much longer today than I intended. I have had to cut out a bit too, there was just way too much footage. I went a little bit overboard with this habitat and got really into it. I was feeling really inspired, so I just kept going and kept going. So here we are at the Velociraptor habitat. I know they are small dinosaurs. I have kind of created their habitat as though they are huge and going to escape, but that's okay. I read a bit about them and they were very agile, so perhaps it is, I don't know, slightly relevant. So let's have a little look here. Here's my custom sign, and then you walk up and you can have it straight away get a look down into the Velociraptor habitat. It's not as high as some of the other bigger sunken habitats because they are much smaller. Everything is covered in this mesh though, so you can't go around that way. This part down here, or the land down here, I did flatten out a little bit for any staff buildings that I might build in future. So I'd put one here and then maybe perhaps put a gate on the habitat there. But at the moment it's just covered in trees. So you head on down this way. If you were a guest and you wanted to head towards the building, so you can see through the mesh, it kind of draws you to this building across the way that is sunken into the habitat to make it a bit better to see the velociraptors, I guess. So let's go this way and we'll have a little look. I have just popped a bunch of trees sort of between this pathway and the river, and I've put in a few garden beds and a few other things, so we'll just head along here. And then this is looking a bit bare, but that's okay. And then here you've got this little fern garden here, and then you can continue along this way and look down into the habitat from here. You can also look into the building, so you'd be able to see people underneath here through the skylights, which I kind of thought was a bit of a interesting, unique way to build the building. I kind of built it into the hill here. And then down the stairs if you like. You don't have to go down here. If you've seen the velociraptors enough, then you don't need to head down here, but you can head down here. I've recycled these shade sails in this picnic area because I kind of like it, to be honest. Oh, I need to get rid of that grass there. And then if you're sitting out here, you're sitting right on the lake, or one of the many lakes in the park, and you can have a picnic and enjoy yourself here. Otherwise, you can head down into the building, where I need to put a mind your head sign here because the roof is quite low, but I've had people in here and they are way smaller than this, funnily enough, so it doesn't actually really matter too much. So you can walk on down here. There's a garden bed in the building, and then down here into the viewing area. I was in two minds about whether to put the mesh on this glass or not, but I think it's probably more realistic, to be honest, to have the mesh on this glass because they are quite powerful little dinosaurs and we wouldn't really want them to be smashing through even though it would be like double-sided or triple-sided or whatever glass. We just have to be careful, I think, with these guys. So let's head into the habitat here. So here is the Velociraptor habitat. I did, as you would have seen, put in a little door here for the keepers to get in and out, and another door sort of inside the viewing area there. Oh hello, that rock needs to be moved. I also created this holding pen, so I assume if the keepers wanted to come in and kind of clean up the habitat or whatever, they would lure them in here with some food and then close the holding pen, and then the keepers could come in and do what they needed to do in the habitat. So it's quite lush in here. There's some water for them, but I didn't put too many trees in simply because then people wouldn't be able to see them as much. Although I did put a bit of bamboo. I used a bit of bamboo in this habitat because I think they would probably like to sort of hide away in those if they wanted to. I also didn't put a shelter in, but I was thinking perhaps I might roof the holding pen and it could always be open, and then they could go in there for some shelter if they wanted. So let's zoom out and have a little look here. Excuse us. Okay, so there is the habitat and the eating area and viewing building. Quite happy with how it turned out. These corners are a little bit messy, but I will probably fix those up in the near future. So instead of having these crossover parts, they just have one bar that kind of goes into the habitat here and here. So I did try to do that in the beginning, but it became a bit fiddly and I got a bit sick of it. So there you go, guys. There is the Velociraptor habitat. I'll zoom out so you can see where it is in the park. Alright, so here is the Brachiosaurus building, just there, which still has T-Rexes in it. Here is the Velociraptor habitat. I swing around here. There we go. This is the office building I just put in recently, and that's the little fern cafe, heading towards the Lambeosaurus, and then over here is the entrance building. So there we go, Velociraptor habitat. Next episode I'm thinking will be a restaurant. It'll probably be here, or perhaps even over here. I'm going to start putting some throughways through the park, and I've had a couple of requests for some different types of habitats, so they'll be coming soon as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I'm nearly at 200 subscribers, which is so amazing to me. I mean, I know most people wouldn't think that was many, but for me that's heaps. So thank you so much for subscribing if you are one of those people, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.